Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is JLeesCorner, and this is our review for the family Chantel, season 1, episode 6. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all this now, okay? I don't know how much longer I can do this with this show. Like, it takes all of my energy to watch it. I just I don't think I'm gonna make it a whole season of this show. I don't. Anyway, y'all know, like, comment, subscribe, dun 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 and all that goodness, but let's just get into it. I don't even have the energy to even give y'all the whole rigmarole of what I usually do. Okay. So Pedro and Chantel are in the DR. Okay, they are there. And he says how he wants her to try to work things out with his family. He wants her to try to, be nice to his family, is what he keeps saying. Your family isn't nice to Chantel. That's the part about the show that just aggravates all my nerves, all my tendons in my fingers and my toes, everything in my body. Okay, Pedro acts as if he does not understand that the reason there's beef between his wife, his mom, and his sister is because his mom and his sister is just not nice people. They are not, and I'm trying my best to say this in a way that would not get me flagged in this video or whatever. But they are not good people. They're not. They are mean. They are spiteful, and it's just and it's just crazy. Okay. So Chantel, like, we know, but have you talked to your family or whatever? Like, did you, when you went and seen them, did you talk to them or whatever? Because usually they control you and they're not nice to me. He says, no, I talked to them and everything, and they're gonna behave themselves. What he don't say is he told them to behave themselves just so that Chantel would feel like they like her. Because what he wants them to be nice so that she will agree to help him bring them to America. So they all at a baseball game. The mom and the sister pull up, being all fake, nicey, giving fake, nicey hugs or whatever. And Chantel looking like, oh, okay. And they at a baseball game together. Now, Pedro, used to want to play baseball. That was his dream, and it did not come true. And Chantel brings up, well, you can still try and play ball. Like, just get in shape or whatever, and, see what we can do, what I'm saying, back home or whatnot. And I'm like, okay. The mama, like, I'm saying, I'm here to do whatever, just to be around my son. I just want to be around my son. So at the game, they not talking much. So he like, y'all can, talk or whatnot. So Chantel, like, how are you doing? Oh, we're doing fine. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine too. How's your family? Oh, basic conversation or whatever. But it's forced basic conversation that irks my nerves, okay? Chantel then says, because Pedro's sister not talking too much, and I refuse to remember her name, okay? She that girl, that Pedro's sister girl. So she said, ask your sister how your grandmother's doing, you know what I'm saying? Let her know that we're going to go visit her. And so he, of course, asked, because the sister doesn't speak, I think, English at all, or if she do, was like little bits here and there and whatnot. So Pedro is a consistent translator between Chantel and his mom and his sister. Even though Chantel can speak some Spanish, she's like, she says some things that they say she can't understand because she's not like fluent in it. She's just been learning it. So, so she knows a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So, again, Pedro has to translate. That's Pedro's job a little bit here. I would have hired a translator. That would have been my, if we shooting this show, okay, if you want us to shoot the show and give content, you have to be sure that if and when we're in the DR, that y'all have a translator available to say what's going on. I would not want to rely on Pedro. And y'all will see later why. Y'all will see why later, girl. So, the sister brings up how we know she can walk, grandmama can walk right now, whatever, but her condition's getting worse. They won't say what her condition is. I'm like, does she have a cold or is she just getting old? Like, which one is it? Because, I mean, if grandma has a cold, okay. But if grandma is actually sick, like with some actual ailment that has been diagnosed by a doctor, why can't they just say, she need an insulin, she need whatever it could be, I don't know, because saying she can walk but she's getting worse, I'm like, well, if she's getting worse, why is she walking around? The sister then say, well, last time y'all was here, whatever, your family came over, whatever, and grandma was upset because y'all didn't come see her, whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? Them not coming over made the grandma sicker. I said, well, grandma must have an ailment that medicine can't heal. Because if somebody comes to my country who I don't know, and they were supposed to come over and they pull up and don't come in, I'm not gonna get physically sick about it. Okay, not about some strangers. Not about no strangers, but girl, I told you I digress. Okay, the mama the grandma got something that only the Lord can cure. If that's what's going on. So, they bringing up how when she was hurt, her feelings were hurt last time, whatever, and I don't want her being disappointed if something goes on. And I'm like, you putting 20 on 10, little girl, little Pedro sister girl, you putting 20 on 10 and aisle 10. 20 on 10. We need to clean up on aisle 10. There's a lot of bullshit going on aisle 10. Can you do that? Because girl, grandma gonna be disappointed and she gonna get sicker. Well, don't nobody go visit her. Y'all stay away too, because she can't be doing good if y'all fussing and fighting with Pedro's wife and family. That's what's breaking her heart up in these streets. Anyway, Chantel, like, look, my family is here to support me and to support Pedro. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're here. They're here to be support. So that's what it is. So she brings up how, I really wonder if y'all even want to really see my family or whatever. Pedro, ask your mom and them if they want to see my family. Pedro keeps like not really translating too well, if you ask me. Okay, it seemed like when his mom and his sister say something shady, he don't really tell Chantel what they really said. You know what I'm saying? He kind of gloss. Oh my god, he does that or whatever. And Chantel, as she said, she don't really understand all the stuff they say, because I'm pretty sure some of the dirty undercut words she may not know. I would learn those first, okay? Or I would have your whole translation apps playing right here. What she say? Translate is what I would do. Anyway, Pedro mama say, yes, I want to see them because I want to see if they changed from before. And I'm like, so Pedro like, mom, just be quiet, just stop. But again, the thing that his mom and sister saying, Pedro not really translating to Chantel, so she don't really know they being shady already, sitting up in your face, being, girl. Chantel family get there. Even Winter then came. Winter there because they didn't want to leave Winter by herself in the States alone, because her and Jai not on good terms or whatever. Now, at first, she keeps saying, I don't want to talk about Jai. I don't want to talk about Jai. Stop asking about Jai. I don't want to talk about Jai. She then reveals, well, um, he's been texting me or whatever, but I don't know what to say to him. And River like, you know what, it is going to be so exhausting being here, you know what I'm saying? So I need my own room because I don't want to have to deal with Pedro, hanging out with him or whatever. And I also don't want to deal with, Winter and her issues with Jai. So, but I'm like, if your man supposedly have a kid that you don't know about, he keeps texting you to talk or whatever, my response would consistently be, what about that kid? What about that kid? Kid, the kid, KID, children, that would be the only thing. I would not know what to say. I would know exactly what to say. What about that kid, bruh? Is what I would say. But I digress. So they all bring up how she just needs to relax. Take his time to relax without him there, whatever. He didn't really appreciate you because I'm saying, hey, he appreciated you. He wouldn't have lied to you. Chantel, you in a whole other country with your other people who don't like you, and your husband keeps not helping them like you. He don't appreciate you. Okay? I feel like if Jai told one big lie, Pedro living one huge lie. Okay? Because it's, girl, pot me, kettle me, pot. Y'all can both sit on the stove. Anyway, cook up some noodles. So River like, you know what? Being around my family all the time is gonna be so frustrating. I just can't do it. So Chantel then brings up how she met with Pedro's family, and how the mama and sister was fake hugging her. but you fake hugged them back. Okay, y'all all fake hug each other. Girl, I don't care. So the mom brings up how, you know what I'm saying? No, the mama was mimicking the sister girl, and then she kept on just doing how, you know, how, oh my god, and how her mouth was always really open, her eyes are always blinking, like she on that stuff. Anyway, you know, Chantel, like, you know, I want you and Dad to come with me to meet Pedro, his mama, and his sister. You know what I'm saying? And then Winter and River will do some sightseeing, because Pedro's sister hasn't seen River since the fight, or probably the mama either. So it's been a long time coming. Okay, so Karen then says, you know, some roses smell like boo boo, and that's the case with her in-laws. And she says that as she picks up a rose. I say, Karen, or girl, Karen, this is extra. So Karen wearing these cowboy boots everywhere she go, even in the DR. I'm like, girl, cut it out. So Thomas and Karen said how they are, you know, going to be meeting Pedro and assisting them at a courtyard, like not too far from their hotel, like across the street from the hotel or whatever. And they feel like it may be better than doing it there than at some kind of restaurant if something happens. Yes, don't put them nowhere near no tables. Okay, they just need open space. Okay, open space. So Thomas brings up how, you know, it's kind of hard dealing with people who one just like your own child and has not been nice to your kid. You want to kind of just cuss their asses out, but you can't, because you want to be the responsible, nice person. But it's hard to do that sometimes, considering, you know, how Pedro's mama sister is. He said, plus, not only that, he's the only male figure or father figure in the situation, because ain't no men with Pedro, his mama, and his sister, because Pedro is barely a man. Pedro is under his mama thumb, under his sister thumb, but it is what it is. So over at Pedro mama them house or whatever, the mom like, you know, I'm going to be on my best behavior or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to go with Pedro, you know, since he left us here in the DR. He did not leave you there. He's living life. You should do the same. You is so busy running behind Pedro that you not living no life, lady. You gonna, girl, do something with yourself. Your husband left you, not husband, Pedro and them daddy left you a long, 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 long time ago. The fact that you have not moved on and had your own life, and you've been sitting around waiting for your son to help you live a life, is crazy. And I don't mean that a child can't help to provide for their parent, but the parent need to live a life too. Mama need to have a life too, and your life should not include terrorizing your son's wife. Foolishness, girl. Anyway, you know, because when me and the daddy broke up, Pedro became the man of the house, and he provides for them. Girl, live your life, because you was aggravating America with your foolishness. So the sister keeps saying how, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to see Chantel's family. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them. You know, we don't need them. Yes, you do. And if you don't need them, then keep your ass where you at. So, and she keeps bringing up the fight from 2 years ago. Because in the house, this happened and they hit Pedro and they took up. No one cares. No one cares. Little girl, little brace face, girl. The mama then say, well, you know, if they do it this time, I'm going to snatch the mama wig off and I'm going to sweep the floor with it. I'm looking like, the sister brings up how we have to wear shoes that we can quickly take off in case we have to hit them with it. The simple fact that these are the kind of conversations that a mother and daughter are having when they're going to meet their brother and son's wife's parents. It shows you who is really gutter trash and who isn't. Let me just say that. So we then see them meeting in the courtyard, okay? And this really ain't nothing but space and opportunity, because they have one little bench on one side, one little bench on the other side. So Pedro, his mama, his sister on one side, and then Chantel, her mama, daddy on the other side. And it's just open space and open opportunity to do whatever. And I'm like, girl, so look, I'm not even gonna go blow for blow. Let's be clear. And this is the reason why I'm like, this episode aggravated my spirit. Pedro's mom and sister are mean spirited, spiteful, lonely, desperate women for attention. Okay, let's make that clear. That's how they're acting, because they keep bringing up the fights that happened 2 years ago. Well, you know, what? Why are you here? And Karen said, well, we're here to support Chantel and to support Pedro. because his grandmother is sick. So we're here for that because we love them. Oh, 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 you love me now. Well, they speak in Spanish, of course. You love me now? If you love me, then why did you jump on me? And they like, so again, Pedro is supposed to be translating. But as his mama and sister saying little snap crap, he's not really fully translating. And Chantel, like, what I'm saying, I do speak Spanish, but there's some I can't sometimes understand it or speak it as well as they can. So Pedro was supposed to be the translator, but he isn't really translating. And when he is, he's half translating stuff, and it's the mockery of the language, if you ask me. So Karen bring up how, first of all, no, I think Chantel said like this, like that was before like start bringing that up or whatever. Um, and just leave it be. Karen and Chantel both say, well, look, if someone jumps on your back or whatever, you gonna pull them off, and that's what happened. That was the actual situation. They were at the table. River did call Pedro out his name and knock that lamp into his face. But then Pedro got up, stood up, came around the table, and was hitting River. River never physically attacked Pedro. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. Pedro got up and went over there and fought River. That's really what happened. And then when that happened, the sister girl jumped on someone, I think on River's back or whatever. And that's when Winter and Mama Karen yanked her up off. You can't jump on my son, my brother back. It ain't gonna happen that way, lady. It isn't. And again, if you jump on someone, you're gonna get pulled off. Period. All up and through. So that was the whole thing. But Pedro's mom and sister kept making it seem like everything that happened, everything that's going on, any discourse, anything is Chantel's fault or her parents' fault. Like, y'all are horrible people, y'all are a bad example of Americans. It's all this foolishness or whatever. Then Pedro mama stands up, and so Karen says, I don't speak their language, so I don't know what they're saying. So when she stood up, I stood up too, because that's what we do. Okay, you can't, girl. So Karen then, when Karen and Chantel said how when if somebody jump on you, you're gonna pull them off, or whatever. Pedro translated it, but in a whole complete wrong way. And Chantel heard what he said. She's like, that's not what we said. You're not translating, in the right way. You're not saying the right things. He was saying things that would make his mom and sister get more and more pissed off. Is what he was doing. He was trying to make them argue. Truth be told, and Chantel heard that part of it or whatever. And so you're not translating properly, Pedro, and now it's the whole thing. So she repeated, like, if anyone tried to fight my child, I will try to protect them the same way you would. Which is true. The mama is upset because she defended her kids the same way Karen was with River. So I'm looking like, what the girl? You came after my daughter, so I'm coming after you too. And I'm looking like, oh my God, you know what? You are responsible. You responsible for what happened that day. You made my son fight. You made your son fight my son that day. And then she's like, what are you talking about? Like, that's in the past and that's not what happened or whatever. And they're calling Chantel a horrible person, or your family's a horrible. And this girl, it's just it went down here. I can't even go word for word, thing for thing. Let's make this clear and concise. Pedro's mom and sister's wrong, and Chantel, her mom and daddy, was right. Okay, Karen even said, she stood up, she's like, look, I will apologize for what happened at my house. I can do that. But I was trying to defend my son too, but I can apologize. At the same time, Pedro, I'm like, you're a bad American family. I want you to admit that you're a bad American family. And Karen said, what? What did you just say? And so I like how Chantel and her mom both, like, we are a hardworking family, whatever. We don't rely on others to pay our way. Like, we are a family of strong, independent women. I'm a nursing assistant. My mom and sister both work in the school system or whatever. So we're not sitting around waiting for Pedro to send us money. So, and Karen said, like, if y'all think a family will let anybody come in their house and jump on them or whatever, and they won't defend themselves, like, that's crazy that you think that's a bad example of a family. Look, I'm so over this show. I'm so over this show. The one part I appreciate is that Thomas said, you know what, we're gonna leave because nothing was happening. Pedro was not translating nothing or whatever. The sister and the mama would not shut up. So it was just noise. It was noise and confusion. And Tom's like, you know what, we leaving. We leaving because this is not, we ain't finna get involved in this. And I love how Karen said, in the midst of confusion, ain't nothing but the devil. And I'm not gonna let my family sit up here and yes, please just walk away and leave. I'm like, and Pedro just wasn't translating anything. Anything. So that pissed me off. Okay. Chantel noticed that he wasn't Chantel, I'm so mad, y'all. Chantel realized that Pedro was not, translating the right way, or at all for that matter, and that pissed her off. So again, they all walked away, and I like how Chantel. Like the crazy part was, Pedro's mom was responding to Karen as if she knew what Karen was saying, and she didn't. She just kept yelling and fussing and cussing. Girl, Pedro said, I can't believe Chantel. Chantel was, I'm upset with her because she don't stand by my side. She was disrespecting me in front of y'all, and she wants me to be nice to her family, but won't be nice to mine. Pedro goes back to the room and tells Chantel he's upset and says, because Chantel's like, why weren't you translating? Why were you not translating the conversation? And Pedro then said, I shouldn't have to translate because you speak Spanish too. You speak it good enough to where you should be able to tell your family what my family was saying and vice versa. Chantel gets pissed and she leaves the room. I am so over this show that I don't know what to do with myself. I'm done.